it's your girl Nate, and I just want to say I'm sorry in advance. Look, I am very unhappy. I was just minding my business, scrolling through TikTok, just looking at the different videos, and then I see this girl talking about foster care children. And judging from my face, you can probably assume that I wasn't very happy about the things that she said. I don't even want to talk about it. I want to react to the video together so that you guys understand the things that I saw as I was saying them. I just want to make something very clear. I'm not editing the video in order to make her look bad. She curses a lot in her videos. I edited out the curse words. Everything else is exactly what she said. Now, she starts the video off like this.
Does anybody's parents do foster care? My mom's been doing foster care for like 2 or 3 years.
No one does foster care, my mother or my father. I'm not a foster care child. However, my Nana is a foster care mother. 4 of my godmothers are foster care children.
And all the kids are so weird.
She says that the kids are weird. I don't know. Maybe it's because they're kids. All kids are weird. I was weird. You were weird. You know why? Because you're a tiny human and you don't know any better.
Like, I'll punch these mother. And part of me feels bad for saying that.
Part of me feels bad for saying that because you should feel bad. That's your conscience saying, oh, they don't have parents.
Because, like, obviously, like, they're in foster care, so their life is already up. But, like, they're just so bad.
And the reason that you don't feel bad for them is because they were bad. I was bad. Every single solitary kid is bad. I don't care who you are. I don't care about anything. You were a bad kid. You know why? Because you don't understand anything about compassion and, oh, let me respect this person's this. Because no. And any kid that is like that, I consider to be weird.
Like, there's, like, broken windows. Like, I got poked in the eye the other day.
The only reason that my house didn't have broken windows is because I lived in an apartment when I was young. But I will tell you one thing, my mom's nickname for me was Wreck-It Nay because all I did was break things. It wasn't because I wanted to break things. It was because I was a child and didn't understand, oh, this thing has value and this thing will break, and then if I break it, someone will have to replace it. No child understands that because they are children.
Like, I will kill you guys. That's
Kill a child because the child poked her in the eye. I was a pretty good kid. Not only did I give my mom an eye patch, I gave her an eye patch 3 separate times from poking her in the eye. Twice from my finger, 1 from the little piece on her glasses. I felt sorry. Well, you didn't feel that sorry because you did it 3 times. Each time it was an accident, and even if it was on purpose, I didn't understand if I poked my mom that something would happen. You poke someone right here, nothing happens. You poke someone right here, nothing happens.
my mom has plans to stop.
Your mom's gonna stop being a good person because you don't have a heart?
At least that's what she says. I feel like I should talk to her about it because, like, I hate them. Like, I hate them.
How can you hate someone who's damaged because they don't have a parent in their life? This is an actual person who has to interact with those children. It boggles my mind how some people can have so little compassion for other human beings.
Like, I'm the only one that can my mom, you know?
And right there, she just admitted it. Like, she messed with her mom. If all of our parents had a script and said, your child is going to break a window at this time, your child is going to break your favorite glass at this time, and your child is going to do this, none of our parents would want to have us because children are demons. I don't care if you're adopted, foster care, parents' child, it doesn't matter. Kids are awful because they are kids.
Well, me and my siblings, foster kids, okay? You know, in Nanny McPhee, when the kids, like, they try to get rid of all the babysitters, like, that's how I feel about my mom's foster kids. Like, you guys are not our family.
Yeah, they are. That's the whole point of fostering a child. My Nana fostered 4 children. They all turned out differently. One thing that she never did was make them feel like they weren't a part of our family. Because they were.
Like, go back to there's a reason why you're not with your family. You should not be here.
I personally do have a friend that was adopted. We don't know why yet, but I'm pretty sure it wasn't just because they picked one out of the litter and said, oh, this one's defective, here you go. Their parents might have died. Their parents might not have been financially stable enough to have a child. Or even if they simply didn't want them, it wasn't because they had these issues. If the child is young now, when the parents put them in foster care system, they obviously didn't know this child had issues. Probably the reason that the child has issues is because they do not know their parents. You got to live in a life where you knew your mother. You're an awful person. And you can't just say, I'm going to send you back to your parents. That's probably why the children are acting up. They have that mentality in their mind. They're going to send me back to their parents. A lot of these kids don't have options to go back to their parents.
weirdo pedo.
Stigma between people who aren't growing up with their parents or pedophiles. First of all, do you know how many pedophiles have a loving mother and father? While there are some children in the care system that are like that, not a lot of them are. I met one family, their son was being inappropriate towards their young daughters. They sent him away to a boarding school. That was one person. I know about 10 people that are not only in foster care but like adoptive, stuff like that. None of them have turned out like that. Being a pedophile doesn't stem from you coming from a foster care home. You make absolutely no sense. And if anything, it's not because they're foster children. It's probably because the people that fostered them were abusive to them.
My family's already up, but the last thing we need is like for these random strangers with like mental illnesses. Like if I could, I'm driving, but you know, with air quotes.
That's what it is to be a foster parent. These kids do have mental illnesses, meaning that people won't take them in. Just because you have a mental illness, does that mean that you shouldn't love you? You shouldn't have parents? My friend that was adopted, they have ADHD, and they were probably hard to deal with as a child, but their parents didn't say, this one's broken, gotta send them back. Separate from just foster care children, do you know how many everyday mundane people have mental illnesses who were raised by a mother and a father in what is considered to be the ideal situation?
Just to ease a few minds, we're not mean to them. Like obviously, like we let them into our home.
Stop saying we. It's your mother. You didn't let them into your home. You say you hate them. I don't like using that word. You can't stand them.
And like they're still people, you know, and I know some people are like, oh, well, people only do foster care for the money.
You seem like the type of person to only take in foster care kids for the money. And for you to be like, I know that they're human beings. Why aren't you treating them like they are? Why aren't you treating them like young children with trauma who don't fully understand the situation that they are in? You are a grown woman. You understand the situation that they are in, and you are no longer a child. For a child to grow up in a place where they don't know who their mom is, they don't know who their dad is, and to be in this random house with people you don't know, that's gonna cause you some issues. That's called trauma. They are traumatized. Every single one of them. You know why? Because they don't have parents.
It's like, no, there's deeper reason. But like, they're just bad.
You wanna know what bad is? Bad is a kid in my elementary school who had a mom and had a dad that all lived together. He went in my friend's locker, stole his Mother's Day gift to give to his mom that he brought with his own money, and then gave it to his mom, lied about it. You want to talk about bad? My friend one time, this little boy was just talking to her. She decided that she didn't like him. She picked up a chair and threw it at him. That's bad. I didn't have a mental disability when I was younger. However, I did like punch people and I like to kick people. That's called being a child. All kids are bad. I haven't met a single good kid. My mom worked in an elementary school and every single one of the kids are bad. Even the ones that are her, quote, favorite kids are bad.
I have horror stories for days and I hate them.
And the stories that she's going to tell about kids having mental illnesses, she says with air quotes, she hasn't seen anything. My stepmother worked in a place where a lot of mentally ill children came in. This one kid put a dog inside of a microwave, put it on for like 5 minutes. That's the stuff that people would see on a regular basis. You can't be like, oh my god, this little girl poked me in the eye. I can't stand foster kids. You haven't seen anything yet. You haven't seen people with real mental disabilities. And even if you have such a lack of compassion and you're so ignorant to where you're just like, oh, well, they choose to be this way. If these children had a choice, they choose to be at home with mom and dad and not around your family.
Like this one chick that we're fostering right now, that my mom's fostering, because I had nothing to do with this.
Yeah, I'm glad you have nothing to do with this. You would be a horrible, horrible mother. Not just a foster mother, just a mother in general. You'd be like, oh my god, why is it peeing? Like, it's a human being.
She was up this morning at like 5 o'clock talking and laughing to herself.
I personally don't like the stigma of crazy people talking to themselves. I was an only child. So who else are you going to talk to? Your parent? No, I'm 6. My parents are boring. I want to talk to someone who's fun. You know who's fun? I'm fun. So I'm going to talk to myself. There was a point in time where it was like 3 o'clock in the morning and my dad opened up my door and I was laughing. I don't remember what I was laughing at. I don't remember like anything. I just remember something being so incredibly funny that I was laughing. That doesn't mean that there's something wrong with me. Nor does it mean that there's something bad about me. Maybe I told myself a joke and it was funny and hilarious and I wanted to laugh at it. Okay. If anything, I think more people should start talking to themselves. Then you realize how much of a bad person you are. Or you realize I'm a dope person.
In her room by herself. There's no TV. She don't have no phone. What the f? She don't have a TV because she keep breaking it.
Me and my sister have broken 4 TVs. One of them was an expensive flat screen TV. I don't know what that has to do with foster care kids breaking things. Kids break things. It happens.
Like something from The Shining. She was just in there giggling. The other day, she was playing in pain. She had taken off all her clothes. Mind you, we have like little kids in my family. So she covers her hand in paint and then just slides it down the wall. I'm like, you're psycho.
art class when you were in school? Kids do that. Kids take their entire hand, dip it in paint, and would drag it across the floor, across the table, across their clothes, on their face, anything, because kids make messes.
And my sister was like, well, you need to chill out because, like, they're people too.
And the fact that your sister says that you need to chill out shows that obviously your hatred for them is seeping out. Maybe these kids are sensing, this person doesn't like me. This person doesn't think that I'm a part of their family. Kids aren't stupid. Kids know those things. If I felt the same way that you did, I would not have a relationship with my older sister. I do. I am a compassionate person. People go through things and it shapes them to be the person that they are. Maybe if you ever sat down and talked, you realize, oh, I grew up privileged enough to know who my parents are and be around them. Maybe them not having that caused something to not be right in their brain. But who are you to judge them and say, well, they're just bad because they have something wrong with them mentally? That's like me breaking my leg and my mother saying, oh, well, this one's just bad.
I'm like, well, we're people too.
You guys are people. I'm not going to say that you guys have a lot of money because I don't know your financial situation. Obviously, if you guys can bring in foster care children into a house, you have money. You are privileged enough to have a parent and to not be split up from your sibling, which is probably what a lot of these kids are going through as well. Compared to them, you're a privileged person who's just being completely inconsiderate.
One of them, the same, came up to me while I was asleep and poked me in my eye.
When I poked my mom, she bent down to give me a kiss, and I poked her because I was just like, oh, mommy, and then I poked her. And I didn't mean to do it hard, but I did. I didn't mean to do it. I was just a kid, and I didn't understand.
And do you know that this same girl, like, scratched up my baby brother's face? He's like 4.
When my little sister was a baby, she liked to scratch a lot to the point where we needed to put the little mitts on her. Kids scratch. They don't understand nails are long and nails can hurt people. It's the parents' job to cut their nails and teach them.
I'm like, girl, if you weren't a foster kid.
Hey, I'm editing right now, and I forgot to put in, she said that if this girl wasn't in foster care, she would, like, whoop her blank. I just wanted to, like, point that out. A grown woman said that about a child.
My family's so nice.
I just love the cut between, if you weren't in foster care, my family's so nice.
Like, they know what they're doing, bro. They know.
No, they don't. My godbrother and I, we used to wreak havoc, break everything, make a mess. My little cousins, they would take their toys, bash them and break them and throw them and everything because they were kids. And the only reason that you're making these allegations is because they are foster care kids. If any child that wasn't in foster care did the things that they were doing, you would be perfectly fine with it. You're just blaming them because you had a few bad experiences, grew up not feeling your mother's love, and blame the foster care kids. But maybe your mom just didn't like you that much. Yeah, I wouldn't either.
But, like, they're all cocky. They're like, oh, well, we belong to the system, so you guys can't, like, you guys can't, like, discipline us or, like, ground us. Like,
well, when someone's like you in that household, making them feel like you're not a part of our family, you know what those kids are gonna do? In their little kid mind, they're like, yeah, you're right. I'm not a part of your family. You can't discipline me. That's a normal human response. I'm not even gonna say kid. That's a normal human response. If someone's pushing you out and pushing you out and pushing you out, eventually you're gonna get angry, you're gonna get upset and be like, fine, whatever, I don't even wanna be here.
continue back in coronavirus, okay?
You must be just a 10.
You asked for it.
No, we didn't.
Your discretion advised. This is the horror story. My mom calls me one day, because I don't live with my mom, and she goes, I don't know what to do. I'm like, why? She goes, well, this girl, mind you, she's like 12, 13. She took off all her clothes in her bed, put her hands in it, and smeared it on the wall.
She said that this girl went caca in her bed. I knew this girl who peed in the bed till she was like 12. And I know this other person who peed in the bed till they were like almost 13. I'm not saying that every kid does this because obviously every kid doesn't do this. But you know kids that do this? Children who have disabilities. My stepmother worked in a place where she saw a lot of kids with mental disabilities. She saw kids that would bang their heads on glasses all the time. Actually, a few months ago, my mother came home and told me one of the kids in her elementary school was banging his head on a door so hard that he began to bleed and that they had to call the ambulance and the police. He had a mental disability.
Not only did she do that, but she, like, wrote words. Then we had this other kid who I guess was shot in the leg before he got to us.
You guess he was shot in the leg? He was shot in the leg. He is a traumatized child. Even if he was 16, if I got shot in the leg, I'd be messed up for the rest of my life. You gotten shot in the leg?
And so I went to go tell him dinner was ready, and he was picking out the bullet. Like,
I want you to stop, reevaluate your sentence, and come back to the fact that this little boy had a bullet in his leg. I wouldn't want it to be there either. When I was a kid, I had such a bad habit. I would pick every single scar I had. I would pick it and it would hurt so bad and I did not care. That doesn't make me a psycho. I know so many other kids who picked their scabs when they were younger. Kids pick scars. If I had a bullet in my leg, God forbid, I want to pick that too.
I'm not perfect, just throwing that out there.
I feel like you saying you're not perfect is really degrading perfection. Obviously you're not perfect. Good people say that they're not perfect. I think you can say, I'm not a person who burns children alive. That like fits for you.
But like, shout out to good foster families who take these kids in like just because like you want to help.
All foster care parents should be taking in kids because they want to help. I don't know why it should be shout outs. Like we don't award fish for swimming.
You know? But really, they're just ungrateful, cocky, violent, destructive little...
My godmom Tweety, she was a foster care child. When I was younger, she would walk all the way to my mom's house, pick me up, take me to school, go to her school, pick me up, take me back to her house, feed me, do my hair, make sure I was clean, and then walk me back to my mom's house because my mom had to work. She would take me out to Coney Island, let me ride on the ride. She took me out to Manhattan. Whenever she had a new little boyfriend, we go out to eat, we do everything. Just hearing that you think that they're pedophiles in training. I've met one child in the foster care system who was a pedophile. That might sound like a lot. The amount of children that I met who are in foster care, not even like immediate people that I know. My mom works in an elementary school in a not great part of town, and a lot of those kids are in foster care. I know a lot of those kids. Even I worked at a summer camp. A few of those kids were in the foster care system. All of them were just normal kids. They didn't give me any more trouble than kids that had their parents.
Pedophiles in training. Okay, let me think of something nice to say.
About their children of God and they were beautifully made.
Don't hold your breath. Like, yeah, my mom gets paid. It's not a secret. But the money goes right towards the kids.
As opposed to going to where? That's what the money's for.
And towards the gas that it takes to get them to the mental hospital because they act up because that's where they want to go.
Maybe that's where they feel most secure, most safe, because they have people like you out there. Maybe when they go to a hospital, they're around other kids in the foster care system who understand what they're going through and don't have to deal with people like you who are judgmental, rude, have such a lack of compassion that they feel like you don't want me to be in your family. The only place that I feel safe is in a hospital. I went to a mental hospital. I have a mom and a dad. I actually know a girl who was in a mental hospital for months, and she has a mom and a dad and a really nice house. That doesn't mean anything.
Because they're crazy.
Every single solitary child is crazy. You say they're crazy not because there's actually something wrong with them, but because they don't act the way that you think that they should act. You think that they should act, quote, normal, sit down, be quiet, blah, blah, blah. Even if they weren't in foster care, they wouldn't do that.
Okay, I'm gonna get off this topic, but I just want to like ease a few minds. Not that I have to, but like the kids are safe. I promise you guys, like they're safe.
Just because somebody is safe in their home doesn't mean that it's a loving one.
If we would never harm them. We actually brought them in from a place that was abusing them, which like breaks my heart.
You brought them in from a place that was abusing them? These kids are messed up because they have been abused. Not only have they been abused, they lost their parents.
But some is unacceptable.
Having trauma is unacceptable. Imagine growing up not knowing who your parents are, then being in a home where people constantly abuse you. You're only there because they need a quick check. And then you're put into this household with a woman who's seemingly loving. I bet your mom is a loving woman. Nothing disrespectful to her. All disrespect to you. And then she has this daughter who walks around with the arrogance of, you're not a real family. Do you really think that's going to make them feel any better about the situation that they were in and the situation that they are in now? At this point, I'd be like, yeah, I'm not a part of your family. I don't want to be a part of your family. Her ad is in the video, so you guys can find it. This isn't directly detrimental to the kids that are in her home now, but kids that are seeing this who are adopted and who are in foster care are probably thinking, they don't want me. I've had kids pull fire alarms, call 911, run out of the school, punch teachers, fight people, roll around on the floor. Kids will break chairs, break desks, break everything, and all of these are children with no mental disabilities. Now imagine a kid with a mental disability and trauma gonna tell me that they're just crazy and you hate them. You're a bad person. I love you guys so much. If you guys do go on her page, don't even give her hate, because people like that is just pure devil. Like, comment, subscribe. I'ma pray for you. That's what I'm gonna do. I'ma pray for you.